Welcome back to Pirate Radio Broadcast. I'm Fast Talking Eddie. I'm HT Bum. Hey, Slanton Gomez. I'm Grandpa. Bobby J. And we got on the sidelines Georgia Skeleton, Roxanne Winters, Christina Taylor, Charlene Piggy Goober, Goofer Bones, Skeleton. We got the whole crew out there. But we're going to begin the second halftime. And coming up for the quarterback, C.J. Stroud will be quarterbacking for the rest of the game, I believe. And Max Brosmer for the Vikings. Let's get on with the rest of the game.
That's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Taimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away.
The Vikings take over.
The Vikings offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Timeout for Minnesota as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. Ready, break! Throwing on 1st and 10. Forsberg.
Score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays, and after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
The Vikings field goal, a 37-yard attempt.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Vikings able to get it back within a score.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. And he will not attempt to return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line. On 1st down, it's Stroud. He hit that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
This is still anyone's game here. The Chiefs will come out with a hot hand as the second half is about to get underway.
Taimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. The Vikings offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Texans offense and their star running back, Big Chubb, set to take over once more. And they start in the best possible situation. It is first and goal. All right. Here's Chubb.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
One more time. And this defense trying to stiff it. He gets back to the line, and that is it. Third and goal coming up.
And now with that stop on second and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. Third and goal from this length, I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense and not be so concerned with the run game.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. This one comes at the 4.
A 2-yard gain. It's now fourth and goal.
Gotta be fair, Barron, coming on to try and field goal. This about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Texans will extend their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away.
The Vikings take
Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
2nd and 10. Here we go, Rosemary, they throw once more.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Here we go.
To the Rosemary. Under pressure, he'll go down. They got him. Derek Barnett. He gets through to drop him, and it's a loss of 4.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Operating out of the gun is Rosemary. As he plays his time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack. Let's go now.
Rosemary looking to throw here on 3rd and 1. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. They'll indeed go. Here's Postman. He is going to be sacked, and they will turn it over on down.
So as an offensive coordinator, you have to have answers for what the defense throws at you. And in this case, your quarterback is sitting back there. He has nowhere to go with the ball on 4th down. He ends up taking the sack, and now your drive is over.
D'Amico Ryan's there, the Texans' former linebacker, their current head coach. His guy's going to take over here once more. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. What to do on this drive? 1st and 10. On play action. The receiver's outstretched arms, it is incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Noel that time. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On 2nd down, Pratt. That one running back very well. They'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
A gain of 22 yards.
22 yards, the pickup there. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Texans 1st down.
Throwing is Stroud. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
They try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Chuck. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Now this play was and they hold them to no gain.
It is 3rd and 10. Here we go. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one gets the 13 yards.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
Joints off the upright and in. Fortunate break, but the kick is good. And the Texans add on to their lead.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away.
The Vikings take over.
The Vikings offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 6. And off the play fake, here's Bozeman. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
This is 3rd and 6. Man in motion, heading right. Throws the ball. Will necessitate down to the punt team. 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. Here's Berrios on the return. And number 4 on a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. Texans offense and their star running back, Nick Chubb, set to take over once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's how we view this. We hope you have enjoyed this preseason game. It was interesting.
It's a win for the visiting Texans as they start things out with a victory here in the first week of this preseason. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.
Claudio Edwards gets the upgrade. And for the Vikings, Blackman. Well, we hope you have enjoyed this preseason game. This has been Pirate Radio broadcast Madden 26. Good nights.